Hi, and welcome to Reality Realness's latest update on Big Brother US Season 20.
We're probably going to do a really mishmash update recap on the last 6 episodes, probably in no real particular order. We're just going to talk.
3 weeks? Cool.
But
I have to say, so my name is Michael Pez.
And I'm Chantel Francis.
Perfect. And we're so happy that you guys are tuning in and watching this, because I'm so excited to talk about this, because this has got to be one of my favorite Big Brother seasons.
No, it's amazing.
In the last little while. I got to say, better than 19, better than 17.
Wait, you can't even put 19 in any sort of category, because it sits alone by itself as the worst season of Big Brother other than season 9. And I think I even like season 9 better.
Season 9 was better.
There's that one guy that I thought was cute that got voted out first because he was
Alex?
I think so, but he was really cute and was he partnered up with the hot girl?
Yeah, he got paired up with Bueno.
What's her name?
Well, her name was Amanda, and then they got they were the second couple to get kicked off, and he just got a bum deal because it was he was great. And then he was almost brought back as someone that they were going to bring back into the house because I don't know what happened, because I think that one gay guy, Neil, quit.
Oh my God, names?
Oh, I remember names. That was that season was one of my favorite seasons to watch because it was so dramatic. It wasn't a great season, but yeah.
So 19 is, as far as I can tell, the worst. The season that I've enjoyed the least out of all the seasons in America, Canada, and even any iteration of the UK. I watched most of them too.
I completely agree.
It was so bad. It was painful.
I liked 4 better.
4 was fine.
4 was fine, but
June and Allison, come on.
I wasn't a big fan of that season, but that season was a good season of Big Brother where it twisted and turned and did all that stuff. Whereas 19 was just, yeah.
It was the real Faute, or 5 of us to the end. It's all of us till the end. They never went for themselves. They just never stepped out of Paul's shimmer. And it's kind of, I think, what Tyler's doing. I don't know if Tyler's only, I think he's a fan, but I don't know if he's just only recently watched season 19. Because he is kind of doing similar Paul things. He's just more likable, and there is a little bit of resistance. But people are really, really letting him do whatever the F he wants.
Oh yeah, they're someone flipped. Someone flipped.
Not Tyler.
Not Tyler though. Tyler didn't flip. And then when Caitlyn got kicked off, Caitlyn's or when there was a flip, and I think it was
Swaggy. No.
It was the one after Swaggy.
Winston.
When Winston went, and then all of a sudden, Caitlyn turns to him and goes, "Swear on your dad's life," and he's like, "I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do. No, don't. You can never ask for that again." But it's him. It's doing it all. Him and JC, the flippers.
They are the flippers, and nobody seems to even want to dare to accuse them. And once they say "don't accuse me ever again," they just stop and then decide to implode.
Yeah, I'm shocked. This poor alliance of Bailey and her crew. That's what I like to call them almost. It's they're all pointing fingers at each other, but it's not even them, and they don't even think that there might be 6 people working together.
They don't even say they don't even think that there's an alliance. They're just saying people that voted differently from them. Come on, guys. So I'm looking back at the notes at what I think we haven't talked about yet, and it's as far back as the Swaggy blindside. So it was a recovery after that, and so the first thing I wrote was I still don't get why Scotty was two-faced with the Swaggy eviction. Do you have any insight on that?
I don't like. He wore the shirt, which was a perfect way because he did flip. He did flip, and he said, "What did he say?" He said something like, "Oh, I don't want to be a punk. I ain't nobody's punk or something.
Goon.
I ain't nobody's goon." Well, good for you, bud, because you're nowhere.
But like, I did hear something now that I think about it, that what he said, I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's speculation, was that he was hoping to get trending for the next Power Up, so he wanted to do something that would get like America talking. So I don't know if that's an excuse or if it's the truth, but that's apparently what he had said. I also wrote that I was happy that Bailey has the app. We're in the past right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the past right now.
Like this whole what we thought then versus what we know now. It's like, I'm sorry, like if Chantal, you know insights into Big Brother and how this game plays and stuff. Do you think her telling Rachel was a good idea?
Never!
A,
she's on the block. B, like, it's not something that you're going to be using in that ceremony that you're just keeping her heads up on. It's something that she could be using as ammunition if she stays further in the game. If you guys didn't even solidify like an alliance or something like that together, like there was no real benefit for her telling her, because if she was going to keep her and stay, she already had her locked in then. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you're staying. Hey, I have an app. Like, you don't need to say, hey, I have an app. Like, you're staying.
No. You say, hey, like, you're the pawn, and like, I'm sorry to say it. And she even said that like he was kind of throwing Scotty under the bus there. And then Rachel was totally like getting mad. You can see her face go, yeah, like just like Scotty's the one. You didn't have to bring it up like at that point. She could at least told her around the veto time or after the veto, but like.
But that's the thing is, okay, so even in our backyard game that we just played, so we are big, fat Big Brother nerds, and we played on our own free time a good 20 hours over the weekend of Backyard Big Brother. It was amazing. But what messed up my game the most were two twists that I knew nothing about. And so if I had known about these twists, I would have been able to maneuver my game around it. I would have been able to like force them to use it. Like I would have been able to have it be part of my strategy. But when you don't have the twist coming at all, you just play the game as normal. And then the twist is effective, or the power, or whatever it is. It's only effective if people, either your group knows what it is and you use it together, or nobody knows what it is, and or that you have it, and that you use it as a big snipe attack. And that's the problem, is with her letting this out to not even her allies, to her enemy, who she's put up on the block, who really doesn't have any reason to really like keep your secret. It's obviously going to come back in your face because of the fact that she doesn't, like, now she just has information and you can't use your power effectively now. If nobody knew she had that power, if she knew then what we know now, she would have kept her trap shut. She would have kept the advice that she was giving Swaggy like week one, like, why just
chill.
Like,
chill. But like, no, she doesn't do that. And then she ends up telling her, like, do these people, like, I'm sorry. I was in a backyard with you guys for about 20 hours, 2 days. I could tell who was standoffish. I could tell who was arm's length. I could tell that stuff. So do you think that like after a month and a bit, you think you'd like understand like who was working with who?
This is like, in my opinion, like I don't, like, because we played our little version, I feel like I have a pretty good insight as to how I'll be in the Real House. And like, I knew when, like, before the vote flipped and I was going to be staying, I knew that I was like, fuck, I'm going home. sorry, F, I'm going home. But then when it changed, everybody's body language changed. Like their demeanor changed, how they interacted with me changed. Like the energy completely changes. And so I know that like, you know, we were making fun of Caitlyn being hippy dippy and energy and all this stuff. But I feel like it's so evident. Like it was really obvious when, if someone wasn't guaranteeing me their vote, I'm like, oh, okay, they're lying or they're going the other way, or they're not sure they're going the other way. You know, it's like you just know these things.
You wake up every day with the same people for 3 weeks. You should be able to like at least know how somebody wakes up, whether they're chipper, whether or not whatever, and then through that you can gauge a read. That's why like every morning you like say to every single person, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Then you could study how they are actually talking to you. And that is the way to like maneuver yourself through Big Brother, knowing fully well how people are acting.
Well, and even in our backyard game, like you knew if you were working with somebody against who you weren't working with. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, you could tell that you're just gonna be working someone for one vote. Or you can also tell if you were coming back with information about things to those people. So to which people, you know what I mean? So like you're able to, I would think, gauge who is in your lines and who is not. And like I feel like Tyler never brings any information to the group, and JC never brings any information to the group. He just kind of agrees with what the group says, but he doesn't like conspire with them like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like from what I've seen anyways. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no. Like what I noticed with Tyler and JC is that they'll plant ideas, plant them as opposed to giving knowledge and being like, oh yeah, like oh my god, like that person, yeah, totally, yeah. No, like he goes to Bailey and says, oh, so do you think like the replacement nominee would be Angela? And she would be like, oh yeah, and then he'll take that and use that later on, and like.
But he used that. But he brought that information to his side. He didn't bring it to the other side.
Well, he brought it to the point that, oh, it would be Angela, right? Yes, it would. Oh, well, what do you think? Like putting Scotty up, and that's what he said. And then that's when the whole Rachel and Angela thing happened.
Also very bizarre. Okay, so let's just skip back a little bit, see if there's anything that we're missing from. I thought like Haley's crap app punishment was really cute with her reading Shakespeare. You like that?
That's my favorite Shakespeare play. I'd be like, is this a crap app or a power app? I've been reading that friggin' play the entire time. That's like
what was she reading again? Hamlet. Okay, I've read Hamlet like 100 times. I know
Hamlet
like two
is the best one. Like, in my opinion, I like Hamlet, 12th Night, and I like a good Julius Caesar. Othello? That would have been a better one to like do because Julius Caesar all about backstabbing and like going against people, and that would have actually been really cool. Hamlet's a great story just because it's all about like just
her uncle fucking sleeping with his mother and killing his father and crazy girlfriend and
he's gay and he doesn't want anything to do with her, and then she's well, that's the whole like storyline behind it, like that's like in between the lines, but then she goes nuts because she's in love with Hamlet, and then Hamlet doesn't want anything to do with her, so then she goes nuts and kills herself, and then everyone dies. It's great.
Spoiler alert.
They were dead the whole time.
Okay, so I don't even know what happened. So Scotty didn't use the veto. I don't know what this means. I said the bros are jerks, bullying Scotty. And I didn't like how mean that they were. They were kind of mean.
They were kind of mean. Like, and if Winston never sees this, which is like he's on all social media and stuff. Winston, good-looking guy, awesome, probably very charismatic. He got really butthurt a lot, and when he gets butthurt, he got actually kind of mean.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. So then next, what was the head of household competition after that?
After when?
Okay, hold on. So Scotty, after he votes out Swaggy, Scotty won the HOH.
Did you notice that in whoever flipped got HOH after?
Yeah, I was just like, I want them to get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Oh, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so Scotty won HOH, Bailey got the crap app, Haley got Bailey got the power app, Haley got the crap app, these names. And then Scotty wins the veto, which is another interesting little wrinkle. So who did he put up on the block? Do you remember? That was when it was Brett and Winston? Right. And then he did not use the veto, correct? Okay. I wrote down, why is level 6 actually working? Why is it working? It shouldn't be working. It shouldn't. It should
not. Especially when you have 2 sandbags on your team. Sandbags is what I like to call people who are just lumps of nothing sitting there. Now, I'll take it back if one of them actually is starting to do stuff, but I gotta say a sandbag is someone that's just like, oh my God, they're not even a floater. A floater actually wins a competition and then here or there, and then they like do something, but just like float their way through the game.
Like drift, yeah.
A sandbag is someone that you're like, fuck, I gotta waste a HOH on this person, or else a sandbag can get to the end. Absolutely. We see one in Karen. Karen on Big Brother 5, she was a sandbag. Why would you want to waste an HOH on her? You wouldn't want to. So an HOH.
If I can ever get on the show, those people are out. I don't want any person that's guaranteed to stay, like, if I'm against them on the block. I want someone that I can have a competitive, like, edge against with my campaign strategy if I'm sitting beside them on the block.
Yes.
And if that means that the sandbags and floaters have to go, they have to go first. And that will be my pitch, always.
That's like, you know who's another sandbag was in
Victoria.
Victoria's a sandbag. Will, season 6, Canada, sandbag.
Yeah.
He's a sandbag.
Yeah, big sandbag.
Couldn't win anything. Didn't know what he was saying. Sandbag.
Yeah, he was pretty annoying.
So my sandbags in this one are Casey and JC. They're sandbags.
JC's not that much of a sandbag. Casey definitely is.
Casey's a sandbag. Jen City, sandbag. Like, I remember Zach saying that speech. He goes to Christine and goes, if you looked up what a floater would be in the game, it would be a picture of you sitting next to Jen City. No, Jen City was a sandbag. Anyway.
Would you say that I was a sandbag in our backyard season then? Because I was on the block a few times.
Wait, the last one?
Yeah.
No. You were a fan favorite.
I know that, guys.
You were a fan favorite. We all wanted you to win so bad.
I know.
We wanted you to win so bad. Like, I was like, as soon as I got out, I was like, all I want is Chantel to win. And the whole time. And I respect your game for doing it, because what you did in that, when you came and sat, knelt down in front of me and were like, are you going to stay? Are you going to vote for me to stay? And I was so like, oh. Because you did that, and it made me go, yeah. I was like, you had good social game. You asked me questions when I wasn't ready to answer them. And like, at the same time, we were like, she's doing her thing. Now, should you have lined with Nick? Absolutely not. Should you have like gone with A10 and like done that? Yes.
I didn't have A10 though. A10 had Nick. A10 didn't have me. I was in with them because of Nick for the most part. I think would have been a more interesting wrinkle if that power coin didn't get played. That would have been very different ending. I think that me and Rich would have ended up in the end. And if I knew how it was going to play out, I might have kept Rich in that situation.
Absolutely.
Because I was kind of currying favor with Nick a little bit. You know what I mean? Not Nick, with Nick and A10 and Brett, like kind of like, you know, I'm saving your boy kind of thing. And so I didn't mean to sacrifice Rich there at all, if I knew that that was the case, because I knew that Nick was going to keep Rich. Because he didn't think that he could beat Brett. Like, and he thought that A10 would take Brett over him. Anyways, you guys are doing. Anyways, nobody knows what we're talking about, but we're just getting caught up because it was like an insane season. It was better. Our 2 days was better than Big Brother 19. Like, hands down.
It was.
It was so good.
All right, so going back, so Winston and Brett are on the block. He does not use the veto, and it's bro versus bro, which was a cute little an alliance. I like the bromance alliance. They were okay. I really like Brett though. I have a big thing for Brett.
I mean, he's on my draft team, but like I find him really, I mean, maybe I didn't hate him as much then, but I really find him like arrogant and annoying now. I know he's probably being egged on by the diary room, but like his arrogance is really, really unattractive to me. Sometimes I think arrogance is hot, but with him, I think it's like, you know how Rockstar's like, you know, these rich white guy lawyer thing, like it could be that. Like he's just like, you don't have any edge to you. So like you haven't had to have any adversity, most likely. So like you being cocky, it's like you got handed like, you got life already on it. You're playing life in beginner mode when some people have adversities and have to play in like advanced mode. You know what I mean? So you can't really be cocky about winning the beginner game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about him. Right? Like, he's a good-looking white guy, tall, decently funny, like, nice body.
Yeah.
If Rockstar's correct, comes from, like, a well-balanced family, seemingly. So, like, what challenges have you really had? Other than maybe, like, saying the wrong thing and getting in trouble? Like, you know what I mean? Like, anyways.
Yeah.
You get my
Yeah, I get it.
Playing life in beginner. I don't know who said that before. I think it was a podcast said that. I'm like, that's so exactly right. Probably Rob is a podcast. Probably Taryn said that. So yeah, okay, so Rockstar gets stuck on that wall, which is really funny. Sam and her idiocy start now. Wait, I wrote down Sam comes into the room with 2 dots, but tells her that Brett will be a target. Okay, so I guess like she was gonna choose. Yeah, she's gonna choose who she's gonna evict with 2 dots, something like that, right?
2 dots.
Like so 2 like dots in her hand, and so like if you pick whatever.
I didn't know that.
Something like that. I don't know. What else do I got going on? Jesus, a lot went on since then. They know. Okay, so Tyler knows that Caitlyn needs to go and that he is bad for a game. I wrote down. I'm like, I so hope that Tyler gets exposed. Winston trying to have appeal to Sam. So I wrote down last week for power up on her own terms, and she would gain a power for Allie. Why did I write that? Oh, because yeah, that's why. Because like the power app was going to be used no matter what. Beforehand, if she had used the power app, she could have like actually like used it to her benefit and used it to gain, you know, curry some favor with like or the rest of her housemates or her alliance, or create a new alliance, or create a not alliance but like have an agreement with someone. Like she just had this powerful app that she just allowed to just kind of expire, which is fine for me because I personally don't really like twists that much. Like I find twists, you really have to maneuver them. Like if you don't know that they're coming, they could really, really screw up your game. I think that they're great when you can use them as a tool, but when you get knocked out by a twist, it's really unsavory.
Yes.
So like I just wish that she used this like power up that she got from America instead. I wish she went back to being a robot. Like I'm so over her.
I'm so over her.
We haven't even got to her week yet.
She's going to be in the Final Four.
No.
She will be.
Maybe.
She will be in the Final Four because, like, in statistics, statistically, if you were nominated the first week, you don't go home, you're there to the end. Yeah. You make it to the end. You do. It is a fact. Even
in our game, well, it wasn't me, but in the last one, Brett went pretty far. He went to Final Four, and he was nominated first.
Nominated first week, and got made it one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they both did.
They both did. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then like that happened with Nokomis. That happened with Janelle. She got nominated first.
Oh, I love Janelle.
I know.
I love Janelle. I'll always love it. Oh my God, aren't you dying for Amazing Race?
I am.
I like Rachel Riley and Alyssa, like as well as Brittany and Janelle, like into
Brittany
one
and Janelle on
season.
the same team.
Yeah.
Boner. Like that is just Brittany's diary rooms. Like goes down in like Big Brother like history as like the best diary rooms was Brittany's diary rooms.
Absolutely. And they're Team Blonde, like Team Blonde. She's like a fan of Janelle's, and then she wasn't on season whatever that was. Like, and now they're working together. I'm like, oh, can't wait.
Can't wait.
I don't even know what else is going on. Let's get over this week.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
So then what happened? So then they all are hanging onto that wall, and some of them do better than others. The best is Rockstar on the side going, anybody but Brett. Anybody but Brett. And then it comes down to Tyler and Sam, and she's like yelling at Tyler, let me have it. Am I safe? Yeah, you're friggin' safe. Like, oh my God.
And he's like trying to like make it not look like they have an alliance. And like, she's like, of course you're safe. And he's like, oh, really? Like,
Surfer boy.
But I really didn't like how, like, I didn't like her diary rooms there. I didn't like how she was kind of, strong arming them, like being like, oh, like, I'm here forever. Like, get off, like, just jump. Like, and I don't know, just how. That's when I started to dislike Sam. It was like in that head of household competition. I was like, I don't like you. Yeah. I don't want you to win, and you're gonna win. So Sam wins. Eventually, Brett fell off, then Tyler fell off, making Sam the new head of household. And this is where Sam's demise in the viewers' eyes begun.
Especially in our eyes.
Ooh. Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, from like polls and stuff like that I've seen, like most people are not favoring Sam. And she went into the house as like probably one of the fan favorites. Even I was going to number one pick her because I felt that like she was going to be so likable and like she's so sweet and like the, a female Donnie type thing, like just like a lovable Southern character.
She has the same like accent as like Jordan. She sounds like Jordan a lot.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it, but like you're disgusting. That's like when the speech that Brett said like before the head of house competition on my daughter's birthday.
Rockstar came to me and she said, let's flip this vote and we'll take it to the end. And she's like, what? And then on my daughter's birthday,
you're disgusting.
You're disgusting.
And then he's like, you can't even own it.
You can't even own it.
And she's just like raging. She's like,
that's why I like her. That's why I like Brett. It's just that, like, Brett is just, isn't he already a hacker? Like in real life?
Yeah, something like that.
He's
I don't know.
hacking her mind. He's just like ninjaing her mind.
I wrote though, I'm like, so the next episode, like I wrote that I hate Brett's logic here. Just own it. Like, F off, Brett. Like, especially because we know that he's lying. So like the fact that like he's so obviously stirring the pot, but she's just like taking the bait. And I'm just like, Rockstar, just like let him have it. Like, the more that you go against this, the more like you look guilty. Like just be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And everybody would be like, yeah, so dumb.
That was so dumb. Yeah.
But the fact that it's like thou doth protest too much. She protested too much. And now it just made her look guilty in front of her entire alliance. And she's like the most loyal to them out of anybody.
I just can't even. I can't. You're disgusting.
You just own it. And then I wrote down, funny, this is from Sunday, July 22nd. I'm like, Casey gets a confessional.
Oh my God.
The sandbag. Hey. The sandbag speaks. It's really funny though. I would expect that Casey wouldn't be on level 6's side. I would expect her to be on Faute's side or the Hive or whatever we're calling them. Like, it doesn't seem like she would be with that group, which is really interesting, I find.
I think because they're all very athletic and the other ones
maybe.
not. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
Like Angela's very like she's like a fitness model, and like you have Tyler and you have Brad, and you have Winston, the bros. Like she's gonna bro out with them. So
That's true.
yeah.
I love that Fessie's like, I'm a big boy, I weigh 240 pounds. I'm like, I think Fessies are really hot. Like, I know some people do not think he's hot and like they don't like how he's like trying to get with Haley. But like, I think he's really good looking.
He is. He is.
Smoke
Like,
show.
when I saw it, like the fact that he got the first like crap app, I'm like, definitely, because he is just this guy that's like he wasn't saying anything. He's really quiet, sweet, and like that's why he got that crap app to begin with. But then like now he's just a whiny crybaby suck.
A little bit. He's
Yeah.
so hot.
He's so hot. He's
One of the best guy. Look, like the only guy that I've seen on like American Big Brother that I'm thinking of right now that I'd be like, I would try to flirt with in the house, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can't think of anybody else. Maybe there's somebody that I just can't think of, but and I wrote down, I put an asterisk beside it, like, why did Sam want to be head of household? She didn't need it. Like, she's just so stupid. Sorry, Sam. I'm sure you're very smart. Well, actually, no, I'm not sure you're very smart, but I'm sorry that I'm calling you names.
I think that she just so that she like I don't know, like would she have been a
She just wants to prove that she's like a player, like because she won a competition.
I didn't like how just all of a sudden she just got so friggin' arrogant. And then like arrogant. That's an arrogant HOH. That goes down to like an arrogant HOH that I've ever seen.
And like with her nomination speeches, we can talk about it now or whatever. It's like she was like basically slut shaming two girls for just interacting with their own personality with the other men in their house. The men are not like they're 15-year-old boys that they're taking advantage of, you know, like they're older than them, most of them, if I'm not mistaken. And they're not even like having sex with them or anything like that, or not even using like complete manipulation. Like, you know what I mean? Like just like getting people to like them in the only way that they know how. And like, so she slut shames them for it, saying that they're the opposite of empowered women and that she is the choice for, you know, Empowered Woman Award. And then you see her freaking cuddling up to Fessy right after. She just wants those girls out because she doesn't like probably competing with her feminine wilds with these other girls who are better at it than she is.
And like you see in that conversation between her and Caitlyn that they show, like I really wish I could like had seen it. I don't know if I watched the live feed of it. I think I did when her and Caitlyn sit down and Caitlyn's like, listen, let's talk about these nominations. That speech is hurtful.
That was so weird.
Especially coming from someone like you. Oh, what do you mean like me?
What do you mean someone like
what do you
me?
mean? What do you, like something from like who? Like what?
Like,
and it was almost as if
someone like me?
So like was she upset that Caitlyn would have been like someone that's not girly or someone that's not, I don't know, like
slut.
Is that like right? Like, oh, someone what? That's empowered? In a trailer and never used a computer in 5 years. Doesn't mean they're empowered. It's just that you are jealous that those girls act a different way than you wish that you could. Maybe, perhaps.
Exactly.
I don't know. Okay, so for example, I am not a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a woman at all in a situation like that. But like some girls are overly flirtatious. Some girls have a shy demeanor. Some girls are like, but like, why should you point out to girls, I don't like the way you girls are handling these men in this house? Oh, well, that's the reason to nominate somebody? Come on. And then going to like, say, like, let's say she said that speech, like Brett does making speeches. He did it so that it could rile them up. She did it because she was actually going after the girls' characters.
Exactly. Like I thought it was so nasty.
She did it for that reason, where it was not even a part of the game.
Exactly. And like I understand where Sam's coming from in the sense that like I remember when I was like I don't know like 20 and like I always kind of competed for like guys with like my humor and my wit and my intelligence, and sometimes I would get annoyed if someone got the guy that I was interested in because they just kind of used their sexuality or whatever. But this is when I was 20. Like, and when you're 20, you're figuring out how to move in the world and how to use what you've got to get you further in the world. And that's just what everybody does. Some people use their intelligence. Some people use their money. People use their race. Some people use their words. Some people use their humor to get through the world. You use what you got to get further. And that's just it. So the fact that she is angry that someone has different tool set in their tool belt to use within the house and she's shaming them for it, it's just kind of like a very immature, in my opinion, approach to a nomination.
Yes.
Get out of here. Out of her. What else happened? How can I convince you that it wasn't me? I love you. Oh, it was Caitlyn lying to Fessy, I think.
Oh yeah, because Winston went, and it was supposed to be Brett that left.
But Caitlyn didn't lie that time, correct?
No, Caitlyn didn't lie that time.
It was who lied that? Oh well, for JC and Tyler, right? None of them.
Yeah, JC and Tyler, and like so. Fessy goes into the room and he's like, I don't believe you. And she's like, that's when she like broke down and she's just like, this is so upsetting that you don't believe me. And she's just like, and then Sam's like, who wants to see my yeah. And then she's like, I'm not going. She's like, Caitlyn, come on, go.
What'd you think of Sam's rules for her HOH reign? No one is allowed in my bedroom without me inviting them there and me being present. Yes, sire.
Yeah, cool.
Nobody's allowed to talk game with me because I already know who I'm nominating and I know who I would nominate for the replacement nominees. So there's no game talk. This is going to be a very easy, chill week. That makes it really less chill because everybody's like scrambling on the outside.
Well, yeah, CBS is probably like, oh, good. We'll go back to her conversation. Like, we'll go back to her house meeting that she just had the other day.
Oh God. Well, okay. Let's speed through. So like JC then was like, "Oh, let the HOH dictatorship begin." Like he even recognizes that. I mean, maybe it was fed by the producers, but like he even said, anyways, out loud that like Sam's reign is going to be a dictatorship. Tyler is playing into Caitlyn's intuition and Sam's power. Oh yeah, so then Caitlyn thinks that it was a power thing that like flipped the votes, and like she thought that she like her intuition kicked in, and like she knew that like it was a secret app that like flipped the vote. That's why they didn't get the vote. Oh my God, it's so crazy. I'm so smart. No.
No.
Then Rockstar goes off the railing. What is it? Goes off the handle. I don't know. And starts celebrating that Brett's her best friend, and so happy that he's still in the house. Is this when she pots and pans it? Yes, yeah, she pots and pans it. Ends up like yelling at him from between his legs. Like I thought that was really weird that she was like so close to him.
Oh my God! And she kept going, "Oh my God, Brett, you're the father of my children." Oh my God.
Oh man,
like we're best friends. And it just was like, why after all of the, like, she must have just watched 19 and that was it. So maybe. Like, she thought that pots and pans were.
No, she did actually recognize, like, because Brett, I think, said to her, like, oh, pots and pans original from last season. She's like, actually, it was Evil Dick that did it first. So I think she's more of a fan than Brett is. Also to mention that Sam said that the girls' gameplay is cheap. I'm like, I just hate her. This is the opposite of women empowerment. Fessy's pissed. He should be, because like he's like she actually went up and like attacked both of the girls that he's closest to in the house, and she can't like, well, he would never go punch her, but he can't punch her in the face, you know?
Yeah, and then she's with Bessie in the next scene, like flirting with.
At the bottom that I hate Brett, and he's on my freaking team. I hate I only have 2 people left now, but okay. So the next thing that I started off was F off Sam. She has no idea what female empowerment is. Haley. So yeah, Haley is sad that she, like, it's no longer about gay, but it's actually about like her being like you know, embarrassed on America and kind of shamed on America in front of like her family and her friends, and like I think she mentioned her grandfather. Like I don't know, for someone that's so intelligent, like, wouldn't you maybe just take into consideration that people are watching this show and like what your words have a lot of meaning and power, and that like whether you think that or not, like in that case, I think it would be better to just like chat about it behind her back than like making it like a thing.
Yeah. I completely agree. I like when unless she actually thought she was doing something inappropriate, then I guess that she's like, my family's watching, my grandfather's watching. It's like, well, here's the deal. You know what you do in that house. Like,
no, but I think that that's like the implication that she's done something worse is what Haley is kind of like is scared of, you know what I mean? Like, she probably doesn't think she's done anything bad, but if someone's saying that she did, like her family would be like, what is she doing that we can't see? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
True. But like, if she didn't do something, then like, it's always like, if, oh, cool, that's cool that you think that like I'm like being a little harlot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that you think that. Like, I know for a fact that I'm not like that. You even saw her face go like, what? Are you serious? Okay. If that's what you think. That's cool.
I mean,
like, I'm just surprised it didn't blow up as more than it, like.
Well, I think it's because both of them aren't that eloquent in their words. You know what I mean? Like, they can't really stand up for themselves that badly. They're both a little bit passive in that sense. And so I don't think that they want to piss her off anymore. They just decide to like kind of crawl up and die. But like, if someone was attacking my character that way, I don't know if I would have been able to just shut my mouth, which would probably be a very challenging position, because I like debating and I like winning conversations. So like I would not let that fly. But I don't think she would ever do that to me either. So it's also how they're coming across is that their personalities would allow Sam to treat them that way. You know, mine wouldn't at all. So that's what I wrote down. Stuff about the conversation that Caitlin has with Sam, and Sam is like, what did she say? Everything is happening as it should. Like, ugh, shut up. And then she's cuddling with Bessie, and Bessie totally playing the flirt card. So Bessie's allowed to play the flirt card, but the girls are not allowed to play the flirt card. Like, empowered. Or you're going back to like, you know, 1955 when like
it's that Southern like that courting thing, you know? Like,
I mean, I like that courting, but like it's so annoying. It's hard to explain how annoying it is because she's so backwards. Like,
I just like the fact that you're so passionate about this. Like, I am more like, yeah, I completely agree with you, but like, I love how that you are so like, that pisses me off. Like,
I was so annoyed. I was just like, I hate you.
I know. I'm glad that you're so annoyed by it. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, my mom's annoyed by it. She's just like, what happened to Sam? She went nuts.
and my mom is like, I like Sam. I like
Still?
Sam. Yeah. I'm like, come on.
I don't know what's happening.
My mom's rooting for JC, Sam, Tyler, and Fessy.
I like Fessy out of that group, but the rest of the people I'm not rooting for at all.
I said something about Haley, and she goes, no. And I went, Haley? I'm like, kind of who I'm rooting for right now.
I think I'm rooting for Haley, but she's, I don't know if that's going to work out for her, if you know what's going on. Yeah. I don't even know what happened next. Let's just like speed through a bit.
Fessy wins the veto, and has to decide between Haley and Caitlyn who he's going to take down. And then he promises it to Caitlyn, which is hilarious. And she loses her mind when he wins it and doesn't use it on her. And then he uses it on Haley. And who goes up? Rockstar.
Of course. So now it's Rockstar and Haley and Caitlyn on the block. And Caitlyn is like, do I have your vote to Fessy? And like, oh, poor Fessy. Like, or like to tie, like she just, nobody really understood where their place was in the house and like what to do to move and manipulate their spot. And I feel like Caitlyn could have very easily stayed in that house. I think very, very easily stayed. I think it was pretty.
For sure.
But because especially like if it's not unanimous, like you always have even more of a chance of staying, right?
Yeah.
Like multiple people. So the fact that like what ends up happening, spoiler alert, is she gets evicted from the house. And it was a shock because I believe that Level 6 or Tyler and JC or whoever promised her that they were going to vote to out Rockstar, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, she ended up going out. And so she was shocked by this. But then the power app, Sam's power app that she didn't use to her advantage, gets automatically played. And so this gives Caitlyn the opportunity to get back in the house with what I would definitely call the easiest battle back, like whatever you want to call it, game possible, that I feel that I definitely was able to do when I was 18 months, because I used to do 100-piece puzzles when I was 18 months, and I used to slap the puzzle piece out of my mom's hand when she'd put it in the wrong place, be like, no, mommy. When I was 18 months, 100 pieces. I believe that this puzzle had 8 pieces. Am I wrong, or was it 7? Or was it 9? It was under 10-piece puzzle.
There might have been an extra part of a leg in there, but you had to take it apart. Could have looked at it.
Put the pieces through in the order that you need to.
It was a body. It was a person.
It was you.
It was her.
Like, okay, I'll put a leg through, and then I'll put that through, and then I'll put that through, and then I'll run around, and I'll put that there, and I'll put that there, and I'll put the knee there, and I'll slide this in, I'll slide the body on, and I'll slide the head on, and 35 seconds. No, it did not go that way. This was a meltdown alert under pressure, and you could probably see like the producers be like,
so there goes our double eviction that we had planned for week 6.
Like, honestly, like the fact that it was 2.5 minutes, I think that people were like, let's just make it like foolproof. Like no, like she'll get it in 35 seconds, but like let's give her 2.5 minutes just to like just foolproof. And she still needed another 30 seconds, maybe more, to put together a puzzle that's under 10 pieces.
And then she put it together, and then she couldn't lift it. She goes, I can't lift it. And it was like, it was the most tragic moment, 2 minutes and 30 seconds that I've ever watched. Most tragic thing of watching this girl do this, and like, then I've seen memes. I've seen memes where it was like the alphabet, and you had to like stick pieces in the alphabet, but the Y was stuck in the X, and like the G was in the C, and like, oh, it was so funny. And it was like, Caitlyn doesn't even know how to put like a puzzle that like a 2-year-old could do.
18 months. Like, if she tried playing any of the games that Kevin created for us, like in the backyard, like there's like she wouldn't be able to do any of them. I like some of them were hard.
Dude, that like honestly, so we did this backyard Big Brother thing. I got kicked off 3rd, and then I got the chance to battle back into the house. And then I got into the house, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay. I said, I hope it's not Sudoku. I hope it's something to do with numbers. No, it was worse. It was doing formulas of colors using primary colors, and me being an idiot, not knowing what a primary color was. I know what a primary color is. I get it. It's red, blue, and yellow. I get what that is. But when there was like formulas, it was like
Square,
little
dot, circle.
this color and this. It was like all little formulas. There was 5 vials. You had to make these potions, and then you had to like run and. It was the
answer a color clue to figure out the code for the.
It said this is not a primary color, and I went, "What's a primary color?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a color that cannot be like. That's like a primary color is a color that cannot be created." But I forgot that it said not a primary color.
Oh.
So I'm like dipping yellow the whole time, and I'm like, I got 2 right, but whatever.
I'm sorry about that one.
Okay.
But that's something that like that you actually have to have prior knowledge to do. Puzzle is something that you just like it's something that everybody is physically capable of doing. Some people are obviously better at doing it than others because they might have like a visual perception of what things look like and just like seeing what pieces go where. So I get people could be better at doing a puzzle, but it was a 10-piece puzzle that everybody should be very good at. Like everybody like no better. There's no strategy other than like start from the bottom and go to the top.
You're like a person's body.
Like I used to do these puzzles like I was like probably 10 or 12, maybe no less than that. I was like 8, and we used to go to my friend's house and we used to do this like 5,000 piece puzzle, and it was all one color of like those, like it was a hologram gold, and it was just like a huge tiny little pieces, all of the exact same thing. We used to like go after school and we used to do that.
I used to do a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it was a picture of every single Looney Tune.
Oh, it's fun.
And every single character from Disney movies. And I remember having that as a kid. It was the coolest thing. I'll send you a picture, like if I ever find it on Google. But it was amazing. And it was just like it fit the whole like coffee table. But there were so many little characters here and there. But I would sit there and do it and get it done. Even though I've done it, I don't know how many times. I would just get it done. And like it's just, puzzles to me were my favorite.
Yeah, no, I love puzzles, and like I can understand that maybe she got really nervous and like really like just like not thinking straight. But in those times, it's like when you need to buckle down and put together the 9-piece puzzle. Just please, like it's too shocking for you not to have done that. It was
her adrenaline that got involved, and she was doing her.
And apparently though, like the showrunners and like the producers had not even had a contingency plan for her not completing it. So that's why she never had a real interview with Julie, because they weren't even accounting for her not getting back into the house. Shocker. Okay, but she didn't do it. Bye, Caitlin. Back to the real world. Back to your no boyfriend. Sorry. I mean, maybe you got back together, but like.
They did.
They did?
They didn't.
They didn't?
He broke up with her.
I mean, I could imagine why.
I saw an interview with her and they were like, how are you and Joe? And she's like, we are taking time away from each other. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, one thing that I didn't mention before, but like before this, we talked about this part, was how Sam almost put JC up as the renom.
Oh, yeah.
Dummy.
I guess she just thought that whoever was going to go through there was going to come back.
I mean, she thought that he'd be safe because like everybody loves you in the house, whatever. But like, you never put up your allies unless like there's no other option.
Yeah, and he was like, I would never have done that to you. So I bet you that's the final 2, Sam and JC.
Ew! Oh my God, that would be such a terrible, terrible ending to the show. Okay, so Caitlin goes home. End of the show. Which head of household is next?
Bailey gets it.
Right, because they're sliding on that thing. So it was like kind of a chancy one, but realistically,
closest to the 8 minutes or 8 seconds.
And she got like 8 seconds and 8:08, I think she got.
Yeah.
And she was first, so it's like she couldn't even throw it. And so Bailey ends up ruining her game by winning a head of household here. So she wins.
you say ruining her game by winning HOH?
I did, yes. I mean, she didn't need to use it, and now that we know what has happened up until this point, like, she really should have not tried to win that at all. Like, not even. I know she went first, so it's hard to say, but she should have just not won. She went on a really bad power trip, so like America started, or like the audience started hating her. But then she was also just like kind of nasty and mean, and like I don't know, she ruined her credibility and her likability. I think it all just went out the window with her HOH.
She even says that. I've seen some of the live feeds where she's like, I'm not the same person. Like, I've lost my like sparkle.
Maybe, yeah. Let's see. So let's just power through it because I have to leave in like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So Bailey puts up Rachel and Brett, with Rachel's being supposed to be the safe one. And, Rachel's starting to like get a little bit scared because Rachel's supposed to go up as kind of like a pawn. It's supposed to be an easy pawn, an easy week, no blood really on thing's hand. Everybody's going to vote out Brett. Like, that's kind of what the consensus was. Rachel's starting to getting a little bit nervous here, and everybody gets nervous when they're on the block, and especially because they have so much time on the block that like maybe things change and they get like nervous up in that point. So she starts talking to Bailey, and Bailey, the genius that she is, decides to spill the fact to Rachel, who's not her ally, that she has this power app, and tells her what it can do. Like, maybe put the threat in of that you have the power app, but don't tell them how they can use it against you. Yeah. Like, they would understand if you kept it to yourself. So I don't know why she exposed this information.
Yeah, like,
so
make up a power. Make up the thing that you can. Like,
I don't think you can make up anything though, because you can't use production as strategy. So, like, you can't make up a lie. Like, if you have the app, you can't make up a lie about the app. Someone can make up a lie about your app, but you can't make a lie about you, like the app that you have, if I'm not mistaken. So Rachel goes and tells her alliance, and Angela's already started to get a little bit like weird with Rachel, and like Rachel's not picking this up at all. But it's because
the whole reason that happened was that Rachel was like, oh, well, I just talked to Bailey, and she said she's got a power app, and she also said that Tyler said to her that try to get you as the replacement nominee, being Angela, and Angela is like, what?
And then, as if that was a lie and whatever, and saying that Rachel's lying.
Like, I can't believe she would say that. And Angela's like, I know. And then she goes, Rachel started acting really weird. She's like making all these false accusations and blah, 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 when really they were the right accusations. And then just the demise of Rachel, which I don't think to say poor Rachel. I just find it like Rachel just was a victim of Tyler, basically having more control over Angela than she did. Yeah. Or more influence. So then it comes down to the veto. Who wins the veto? Tyler. Tyler doesn't use it because he makes up a thing saying that, Rachel's acting really weird and blah, blah, blah. And he says to Bailey, I was going to use it, but then didn't know who she's going to put up. Yeah, I didn't know who she's going to put up. And then Bailey's like, thank you, I love you for doing that. And then it gets to eviction, and then Brett makes another one of his speeches and says, Rachel and Bailey are a part of the man-eaters, and we shouldn't have another guy leave, and that she's got a power app, and she can change the nominees, and like just throws it all out there. And then it comes down to a 5-4 vote in which all of level 6 goes against Rachel, and then Rachel is blindsided, which was probably one of the best evictions I have ever seen. It was shocking. A really long time, where she left, and like Julie was like, are you okay? But Julie, now all my heart goes out to Julie Chen, because I feel that a little bit of the interrogation might have come from how she's been having to act with her husband. That's kind of how I was feeling, is like, who are these women? Give me names. Like, okay, like,
I feel like it might have been a little bit misplaced aggression, maybe a little bit.
Julie wasn't Julie was not herself.
So yeah, I mean, she's going through a lot. Like if your husband's being accused of these things and from multiple women, and now it's coming to face, and now she's gonna have to like decide if she's gonna stand by her man. Like, who are these women? Tell me everything now. Like that, tell me. So I do feel like a little bit of that was because of where Julie is in her personal life. So God bless you, Julia. Hopefully that everything works out for you. And like, I don't want you to be hurt.
All my heart goes into Julie Chen. # but first.
But I do feel like that's where some of that misplaced anger energy was coming from. And so poor Rachel, though, she just was like, my alliance? Who? Sam. Like, it just named them all. She's like, yes, yes, yes.
That exit speech. You guys, Rachel, a few points to go. Now, you talked your way onto the block. Your stories make no sense. I don't believe you. Our final two is as relevant as you were week 2. Bye, Rachel. See you, good riddance. And Rachel's face was like, she wasn't really my friend. Like, that was my favorite.
He's like, what's wrong with Angela?
What's wrong with Angela? She wasn't really my friend? No, she didn't believe you. And like, I watched it, I don't know how many times, but like, that was the best. And she goes, well, I hope no one at level 6 wins that HOH. And then what happened? Angela wins it. Angela wins it. The sandbag is no longer a sandbag. She might be a floater, but we'll see what happens.
So let's cut this off here, and we'll do the rest of, I guess, this week with tomorrow. So maybe we'll do it on Friday or something.
Sure.
It was nice to get kind of be reminded about how like the season's been going. Like we kind of skipped obviously a lot of stuff, but like it's definitely there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, I'm like super happy with everything. So like we'll wrap this up. We gotta go. Keep watching Big Brother. Season 20, it's so good. You can catch us on Reality Realness with 3 S's on YouTube or on Instagram with Reality Realness with 3 S's. My name is Michael Pez.
And I'm Chantel Francis. You can follow me on Instagram at ShanFriendFriend.
And you can follow me at Michael Pez. Anyway, see you guys later. Enjoy watching. And remember, Big Brother is always watching. Bye.
That was really cheesy.